Last video, just to break it up so it wasn't as huge, exercise 5, or example 5, has 2 parts. Find the volume of a cube with surface area 105 square inches. So remember, in a cube, surface area is the area of all the faces that we have. How many faces are there in a cube? What do those faces all look like? They are all 6 squares. So if I know the surface area is 105 square inches, I know there are 6 squares, so 105 divided by 6 tells me that there's 17.5 square inches, is the area for each square. And now, how do I find the side length when I know the area of a square? You square root it. So if I take the square root of 17.5, I'm going to end up with 4.18 inches is just the side length. So I'm going to say S for my side length of my square. And I need to find the volume of it. So if I know one side length, can I find the volume of this cube? Yep, the length times the width times the height. But hey, they're all the same thing. So I can take this 4.18 inches. I'm going to cube it. I'm going to use the second answer in my calculator, so I'm not going to be rounding it in my calculator. I am keeping it the exact value. So I'm going to cube my answer, and I'm going to end up, this is volume, with 73.21 approximately inches cubed is the volume. Why is example 5, oh, that's part A. We have part B still. Okay, part B. Express the volume of a cube as a function of its surface area. So could we take this and make it into a formula? So what was the surface area as a formula? Well, we divided by 6 because we know there's 6 squares. What's the area of each square? S squared, assuming S is representing our side length. So I should say S is the side length of cube faces. Okay, so that's my surface area. What did I do once I used surface area, I square rooted it, divided by 6 and square rooted it to get to the side length. So once I found the side length, what did I do to get the volume? I cubed it. All right, and they want us to write this formula, but referencing surface area. So the only variable in here is S, but there's an S in here as well. So if I use surface area, can I find just plain S by itself? Yeah, I can divide by 6, and then my 6 goes away. I'll have to square root to undo that square. I'm doing 2 steps at once just to save paper, so I don't have to move it around and confuse you as much, hopefully. So I want S, because it's just a simple S now, is the square root of surface area divided by 6. Do I put a plus or minus in the front? If I put a positive, that's awesome. If I put a negative, can a side length ever be a negative number? No. So in the geometric context, I'm only going to be putting a positive in front of the square root. So I'm going to put S and put it, what am I getting? SA divided by 6. Am I done? There's something wrong. I need to put big parentheses around this and put cube. But is this as clear as I could be? This is true. This is correct. I would totally take it as an answer. But a little more efficient way of answering would be keeping my fraction, putting my power, and then putting my root. This looks a lot cleaner than having to draw radical signs. Okay? So this is a better answer. Why is example 5 considered geometric? Because it used geometry. Yeah. Okay, how could this geometric example be applied to a real-world situation? What real-world situation is there where you need to know volume and surface area of cubes? I mean, it is a real world, but at the same time not real world. But if you're playing Minecraft, that's just one example, the first one I came up with, but or Legos, or if you're playing it, you don't quite care as much, but at the same time you do care because you want things to be to scale. But if you're the one coding it, there are rules, there are measurements that exist in Minecraft, and if you want to make something specific and build that world